Guys, it's Wolflord, Jedidiah, and
Techpriest Rob here.
So this episode is pretty much just going to be a coverage of TSHFT down here at Bellevue at the Coast Hotel.
Bellevue Coast Hotel. This is essentially just going to be an overview of everything that we've done, people we've talked to, understand. They have a bar here, and we used it a lot. So there's going to be certainly a good amount of alcohol being used for the creation of this episode. But with that, it'll just be some interviews and overshots. We also got a interview here with the guys, Evan Smith and Mason Moore with Hobbyhawk Studios. And we hope you enjoy. Hey, Wolfkin podcaster thingy guys, people who are listening today. This is Rob, the Tech Priest. I'm here with Jedi.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, we just wanted to check in. We are here at TSHFT, just got through with round one, and kind of giving everybody an update. I'm right now joined by Alan, who I just got done playing against. Alan, what army did you bring today?
I brought mono Dark Eldar list, so kind of not the norm you would see.
Perfect. Yeah, and we played against my Warcon vacation, and I just have to ask very politely, how did that go for you?
It did not end well, but it was great to learn. I'm a new player to 40K, and it's great to come out to a big tournament and see some of the different armies that you'll face on the table outside of your gaming community.
I agree.
What did you pick as your first army then?
It was Dark Eldar, and being a regular up there at Mugu, was lucky enough to get in with some of the guys that told me when you play 40K, the first thing you want to do is start with something that's aesthetically appealing that you're going to enjoy hobbying. And so I went with Dark Eldar.
Nice.
So I love them. They're great, but
lots of spikes and not enough anesthetic.
I was going to say, your relatives must hate you.
Yeah. my
sex, drugs, and pain.
My wife plays all three of the main Eldar factions, and her first, which I have literally a third of my walk-in closet is literally taken up by her plastic, and it's all just Dark Eldar that she hasn't built yet, because the only thing she likes out of that army are Swooping Hawks, because of their fluff. They're literally strapped to a table, have wings surgically grafted to their bodies, their bones hollowed out, with no anesthesia at all. And then, when that's all done, do you get time to rest? Oh no, not with those sick fucks. You get checked out of a window to learn how to fly. If you can get through that, you get to fly up the spire. Okay, that's cool. That sounds easy enough. I learned how to fly. Yeah, except you have all the other swooping hawks, or not swooping hawks, scourges. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
shooting at you and whipping at you.
It's I'm hoping that as 40K progresses and Dark Eldar is due up for its Codex sweep, and we get, some Decurion style formations and maybe our own Lord of War, that the army will come back into its own.
Right.
But until then, moving on to LVO and everything, I'll be bringing allied in Eldar cheese.
Yeah.
Of course.
Perfect. Are you doing the Ravager Corsair Battle My Mira stuff? Or?
I've been talking to Ryan a lot about that, about the strength of the Wraith Knight that has the Meltaguns, as opposed to the D sights, as opposed to the D weapons. But I don't know. I'm going to see what I have points wise and where I can work it in. I enjoy the deep striking, non-scattering D scythe Wraith Guard as well.
Yeah,
it's a nasty unit.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty stellar. So let me ask you this, Alan. How do you think the vibe is of the tournament, like from the armies you've seen and stuff? How are you feeling about the upcoming challenges you're going to be coming to face?
I feel like I was prepared to see some really strong lists, because of the constant gameplay at Mugu. I already get to play against some of the top guys in the world, so I'm lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have a pretty good idea of the cheese I'm about to face, but it'll be nice to see how the meta exists in, like down in California with the Team Zero Comp guys, and
For sure.
Some of the different metas that exist across the country from guys that are represented.
Definitely seeing that here today. Anything in particular you've seen that kind of makes you scared or anything like that?
Some of part of it is having not faced a lot of stuff. So, like, being a Dark Eldar player and playing up in our meta, I just haven't had a chance to play against any of the Tau armies that are out there.
Yeah.
And I know that it's a direct counter to what I have. And on top of that, there's a solid amount of this field that's fielding Tau right now. So I'm inevitably going to end up bumping into that at some point, and I'm sure that that's going to be tough.
That is my fear as well, is Eldar and Tau. Only with WarCon, their biggest enemies are either D-weapons, as are everybody's.
Yeah.
But it's either D-weapons or strength 7 ignore cover. You got that, and I will fall like paper. So we'll have to see how that really turns out.
I definitely went up against an Eldar player who beat the tar out of me.
How did your first round go?
So I played Rupert again for the first.
It's a beautiful army, by the way.
Oh my gosh, his army! I'm posting pictures up here in a little bit, but
that's the guy with the Japanese theme.
Yeah. So he has
Slanesh affected.
Well, so it's what it is it's actually supposed to be cherry blossom or cherry trees growing out of all. So it kind of looks Slanesh-y, but he has a Wraith Knight on there. That's my favorite piece that he has, and it's kit bashed with a Gundam.
Yep.
And it's the Gundam Night Scythe. Oh
I've
my
seen
gosh,
it. Yeah.
it's so good. I played him first round in the last one. Back in August, so it was kind of fun to keep up with the tradition and play him first round again. But yeah, no, super fun game. But I definitely had only 2 drop pods with 2 hull points left and a servitor left. Mason's joined us now.
So Mason Moore with Hobby Hawk Series just walked in with his plate full of chicken and biscuits.
F-bombs, right?
It doesn't give a fuck.
That's how I roll.
No fucks given. So, super fun game. I definitely only had 2 drop pods with 2 hull points and 2 servitors left, which, thank God for that servitor, because he definitely held my primary mission for me.
Absolutely. One thing I found with our game, at least, I don't get to play as frequently as everybody else does because of my work schedule, and Mugu's kind of far. But I've been playing the same list since fucking June. Like, before it became a popular list, when I started playing, when WarCon first came out, I started reading, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. Who's the best ally for it? Oh, Flesh Tearers for drop pods. And I've been playing it ever since. I've been trying hard to critique it to get away from the net list, but there's no real good combination as of yet, right? That's the only thing that helps me with familiarity, because I haven't played it for so long that I know what my steps are and such. But the WarCon is definitely a list where you have to make sure you have insurity by overlapping your lines of fire. If you don't do that and you forget your special rules, you're hosed.
That definitely happened to me. Like I have a White Scar Centurion bomb in my list. It has a librarian in it, and he had a squad of warp spiders tie him up for 3 turns.
Yep.
And my dumbass forgot about hit and run.
So you were stuck there for no reason.
Yeah.
We could leave, but we're not.
Yeah, we just like to hang out and only swing our one fist, apparently.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that was great.
Well, either way, I mean, round 1 has been interesting. Hearing how the other teams and stuff have turned out, I'm honestly scared shitless for second round.
Dude, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a Tau player, so that'll be...
It was not a good first round for Legion for sure.
No, I mean, so far that I've heard, we haven't talked to Mason yet, but I think I'm the only one so far that's gotten out.
Eked out a win.
I would say potentially Matt, because his table was looking strong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mason, did you win your first game?
Yeah.
So
all right, cool. So we got 2 Mugu guys that went through the first round so far. Okay, cool. And then Matt's pretty solid.
6-3 though.
Ooh. Yeah, but you still got out.
Yeah.
I got max points, but then again, Alan, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Some terrible reserve rolls, but we did have an epic 4-round combat, just murdering everything that could possibly
of like
fight.
6 grotesques.
I did that too. We're eating prime rib over here, by the way.
With our hands.
At Coast Hotel.
And Mason being the proper orc he is, he walked
What's that?
up. He walked up and saw the brisket and went, "Fuck that! Where's the animal?" And went out back and grabbed a leg bone off the carcass. And now he's chewing on it with the bone in hand. So, you fucker. Anyways, all right, guys. Well, that's round one. Thank you, Alan, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, no pleasure, man. My pleasure. No pleasure.
pleasure.
No pleasure.
No pleasure.
No pleasure for you, Dark Eldar.
Pain.
There was no lube and lots of rib.
This is what happens when you drink during interviews. You can't fucking stay focused. Anyways, all right, guys. We will check in with you at round 2 with our next opponent. This is the Techpriest Rob.
And the Wolflord Jedidiah.
We will catch you guys in a bit. This is Techpriest Rob,
And Wolflord Jedidiah.
who could kind of remember his name, but
Kinda.
not quite.
I got beaten pretty bad last round, so.
Yeah, I can tell you are bruised around the eyes. You look like a... I'm not going to make a domestic abuse joke.
Yeah.
It's too early in the day. We are joined today by Ben Cromwell,
Yep.
who we just got done facing a round with. And, Ben, what did you bring today?
I brought War Convocation.
Weird. It's just like the one I brought.
Well,
But not quite, because instead of dropping, you have really big robots, which we're short-funded, so that kind of explains why we didn't bring it.
Yeah.
So how did the round go?
Well, it went pretty good. I ended up winning, but mainly due to the fact that I seized the initiative and was able to get up all of my defensive measures before your drop troops came in.
You know, and the sad thing was, like, when the game started, I even made mention that when it's Warcon against Warcon, it's a matter of who goes first. I hate to even say it like that because it sounds like a crux.
But it is. I mean, a lot of it is.
We have such a bad crutch on that 2-up cover or rerolling to hit
Yeah.
that if you don't get it, you have to prepare countermeasures for it.
Right.
And when you're facing against yourself, the countermeasure is show up and see what happens.
Yeah.
You can't really do anything against that. So, no, it was fun. So, explain this to the listeners. I mean, my Warcon is basically the net list that everyone knows of.
Yeah.
Flesh Terrorist, Collects Assassin, yada, yada, yada. We all know about it. What did you bring in difference for what everyone's accustomed to with Warcon?
So the core is obviously the same, except the variation is that I take the Dragoons instead of the, what is it, Basiglieri or whatever, the gun Iron Striders.
Yeah.
So I take a unit of 3 of those. Instead, I don't take any of the gun ones. And then I don't add in the drop pods and the flesh terrors. I took the Castellan robot mana pool.
Yep.
With the 2 monstrous creatures and the little tech guy that goes with them.
And those fuckers were a pain in the dick.
Dude,
And
bet.
I took... I of course, I have a Serval Skull Null Rod Inquisitor.
Yep.
And he basically just camps with my Warlord, and the whole reason for that was to stop scouting and then to make it impossible to cast Psychic Powers on my Warlord to help protect the Warlord.
Yep.
Because in a lot of these, it's a point for Slay the Warlord.
Yeah,
in a lot of-
you get
That's
the-
a beautiful formation. Just like the
Yeah.
one little guy, 3 little skulls.
Yeah. Plus, Serval Skulls fit with Admech, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
So-
totally fluffy.
Makes sense.
And then I think that's pretty much it. That was the difference. Because it's 290 points for that robot squad.
Yep.
So that's usually where most of the allies fit into that block. And then the 2... Because normally they only go 1 of the Iron Striders at like 55, and I have 3 at 45.
Other dragoons, and you know, I will say this: it's really hard to not do the Iron Strider and do the dragoons. Because in my original list, it was 2 dragoons, and I knocked down some of the Collectus Assassin I got rid of, and I just replaced that with dragoons. The only reason why I didn't do it was because it is Strength 9 AP2, and I could pressure skimmers to fucking jink.
Yeah.
And I only did that for Warp Hunters and Hornets. Just to make them go, I'm going to jink. It's like, okay, that's fine. If you jink, that's okay with me. But the Dragoons, they actually do more damage output than anything if you can get them to where they need to go.
Right, yeah, if they can get there. One of the other things I looked at is I go more close combat oriented, because the majority of the canticles are actually close combat oriented than shooting.
Yeah.
You have 1 shooting, 1 survivability, 2 close combat.
Yep.
So I was like, let me take advantage of this and try to get more close combat into the army. You know,
that's true. The fact that you can do 2 turns of stealth and shrouded to get you where you need to go.
Yeah.
Then your first turn you can up your strength.
Yeah, it was like, I'm plus 3 strength. Just fuck you, or knight.
And then the next turn you go, hey, everybody takes 2, 3 automatic strength 4 hits.
Well, like in our game, I assaulted your knight, and you're like, why are you assaulting me? You only have taser goads. They're strength 60. It's like, yeah, but I gave myself plus 3 strength. So
and I totally forgot
strength
about
9
that.
taser goads are going to eliminate your knight.
Jeez. Yeah. Salt's a beautiful thing.
So let me ask you this then, Ben. How do you feel about the lineup that we got at TSHFT today? Like is it what you usually see, or does it seem like
there's a lot more variety?
A lot more variety?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't see
there's a lot of Space Marines, a lot of Tau, 4 war convocations.
Yep.
So AdMech, we'll just lump them all together.
Right.
AdMech.
There's a lot of void shields here.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're looking at specific, there's a lot of void shields that carry through all these armies.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a decent Tau, a decent Space Marine, a decent Eldar, a decent AdMech. There's a couple KDK, decent KDK.
Yeah.
Decent, I saw a couple Tyranid players.
There's a few Tyranid players.
Yeah, you're seeing a pretty decent spread of armies. And I think a lot of that has to do with the way that these new book obviously Tyranids are older, but the new book format makes a lot more armies viable.
I think what's cool about how it is now is that your formations. It's easy to look at a formation and go, "That's a no-brainer. I'm going to do that." Right? So many people get stuck on looking for formations that they forget some of the benefits that CADs can bring.
Totally.
And then they get blindsided by CAD. So it's almost like the meta itself is a little evolving beast. I said that last episode. It's like it keeps evolving, and you never really know what you can count on anymore. Because the next time you go, it's like, oh shit.
That's why I had to take a break from competitive play back in August, because I played like 5 games, like almost back to back, and I'm just like.
Well, I mean,
it was hard to keep up. I think each game was I had a different list altogether.
I mean, it's like I said earlier. The whole point of why we do any of this is for community's sake, right?
Totally.
It's a hobby, but it's also about meeting people who have the similar interests. You have a good time. You banter. You talk some shit. In our case, you get drunk, and then you just kind of see where it goes, right?
Right.
And if you come out on top, that's great. That's how it was back in 3rd. There was no net list in 3rd because there was so many crazy ass shit you could do at the time. Gene Stealers were crazy as shit. They were insane. But to stay on top is not like magic. You can't just stay on top of the top deck. You can try hard, but it's going to cost a lot of money, and I don't think anybody has that much plasma to donate.
Totally.
Unless you do.
No, I'm good. I can't do that. I'll pass out.
So no, events like this are fun because you get to meet people.
Right. So, Ben, anything that you've seen on the tables kind of make you nervous?
Oh, yeah. Tau with, like, the optimized stealth cadre.
Yep.
Or if they have a bunch of marker lights to strip cover.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
For sure.
Pretty much it.
Me too.
Yeah.
So
I'm a pretty assault-heavy list right now.
Yeah, that was one thing we talked about earlier, was that the one reason why I didn't change my list for WarCon compared to how you brought it, because I was looking at other avenues. I was thinking about bringing a Void Shield generator with, an Inquisitor.
Number 13 here.
Yeah, but the reason why I didn't do that was because with the drop pods, I could drop the pods empty and box in a Storm Surge on a relic mission or the equivalent of, and go out and grab that objective and pull it away from them to where they have to come after me and put it in my field. I mean, it was a long shot, but it's a better hope than nothing. But yeah, I agree with you. With WarCon,
yeah, Tau's good, so
yeah,
they're going to see them all over the place. You're going to run into them, so I have to come up with some sort of. I basically just play the missions and do what I can to pull out as many points as I can. It's gonna be tough though.
You know, on that, since we're both AdMech players, have you ever thought about running 9 grav servitors with that Techpriest joined to them with the stasis field? So whenever you have Tau firing out on them or D-weapon firing on them, you just go to ground for a 2-up stasis field invul. Then you get up and you just pop the canonical where you're twin linked, and then you just twin linked a bunch of.
But you're still snap firing.
Yeah, but how many grav cannon shots is that?
Oh well, sure.
I mean it's 6 times by 9,
times, yeah.
so 64.
Yeah, it's a shitload of
Math.
shots.
I mean, you're gonna hit whatever you're firing at.
Totally.
Then what you would do is, I'd buy that relic for the Inquisitor that gives you scout. So you can scout move first turn.
Yep.
So you get 6 inches closer than 6 inches, so you're
Totally.
12 inches across the table and shoot anything.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
That'd be
No,
fucking
that'd
sweet.
actually be pretty interesting. I'd go null field, null rod, so you can't get hit by any psychic powers, and then that thing, so you can scout into the middle of the table with this fucking.
Wait! Stop. You do realize if we continue, I'm gonna hit the red button. We'll have to talk off mic. I'm just saying, like.
This could be
Sorry,
something.
guys. I'm glad that we're here to entertain you, but go fuck yourselves. We're trying to win. But
No, it's good.
So are you are over here from Boise, correct?
Yeah, I'm originally from Portland, though, so that's where most people know me from. But
Originally
I
from Portland?
Still a distance.
I recently moved to Portland.
Cool.
Or recently moved to Boise. So my
Perfect.
2.5-hour drive to Seattle became a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, right.
Hey, it's just driving, man. Get an audiobook.
Yeah.
And
No,
you're-
I listen to podcasts and stuff the entire time.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So have you listened to Wolfkin podcast before?
I haven't. This is the first time I've heard of you guys.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I will.
We are on
Like
iTunes. We are also on
Stitcher.
Stitcher.
And then we have, I believe Ryan puts these on the actual website itself, which is thewolfkinpodcast.com.
Yep. We have the website, www.thewolfkin.com. That's our website. And on there is a link to our podcast within iTunes.
We also have
Wolfkin?
The Wolfkin. Yep.
like
The
werewolves.
Wolfkin, or
Wolfkin podcast.
We usually do hobby updates, ITC updates as well as what the local meta is for the Seattle-based area. And we also usually plug in fluff when it comes to either the Horus Heresy, 40K, or whatever else we may read.
Yeah, we've done Relic Knight and Infinity before, so.
Yep. So whatever way it may be at, that's kind of where we kind of focus on. But we're here for networking, for connecting, and for growing the community in the Seattle-based area and kind of creating a voice for the centralized area that is the Northwest.
cool.
Yep.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
There's also a Facebook page that you can follow. Wolfkin Podcast.
Yeah. Like, I listen to tons of podcasts. So.
Totally.
So with that, we're going to go back to our third round. I'm probably going to get a glass of water or a beer because, responsibilities, and
Yeah,
fuck
I'm
them.
And
And, yeah, pretty much. So, Ben, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you.
And, well, everybody, good luck on round 3.
Yep.
Later.
Later.
Hey everybody, this is Techpriest Rob over at TSHFT in Bellevue. I'm here with,
Hey guys, it's Jedi.
and we are here talking to Bronson.
Yep.
And I just got done with my round 3, and it's almost like slap fighting my own mirror in my house, except this time I'm not trying to argue as to why I am so fat. So Bronson, how did the last round go?
I mean, it was a good game. I mean, I enjoyed our game a lot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, it's the second time you played War Convocation in the tournament, so that was a bit of a bummer.
Well, there's 2 things I can say on that. First off is that WarCon is definitely a strong list.
You're going to see it more and more and more and more.
I think so too. Secondly is whenever you're playing WarCon against WarCon, understand that your crux is whoever goes first. You rely so much on your canicals and your doctrinas that if you can't get them off before the other guy can, it's kind of a downhill slope from there, and, well, good luck fighting.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that we're going to see WarCon really, really peak and go up, particularly over, say, like the next 4 to 5 months. And then I think you're going to see people try to find the next Mechanicus shindig that isn't War Convocation.
Agreed.
And I think it's going to be probably some sort of combination that involves like Holy Requisitioner with the deep striking breachers. Something along those lines. But right now, War Convocation is the new kid on the block. Everybody's buying them. We've got a ton of them here. I think there's at least 5 players in a tournament of 45.
Yep.
And it's just, it is what it is. We're going to have to weather the storm.
Yep. I think 2 things as far as Mechanicus goes, and this is coming from me and Bronson, obviously, is that there's 2 major factors to consider here. One is, what will the new codex bring?
Yes.
Secondly, what will the next 4 months of GW releases bring?
Yeah.
That's why I said after LVO, I'm going to change to Battle Company.
Yeah.
Because with Salamanders, I can really maximize on that. I think there's going to be enough change in the codexes, or codices, that you're going to see a giant revolve again on the meta.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it always changes. That's the thing. I mean, what's good now, we have no idea what the next codex is going to bring, and everything changes.
Agreed. So, I mean, it was a fun game. It was definitely one of those where it's like the last game I had with Ben Cromwell, where whoever goes first is like, well, you already know where this is going. There's enough ruins on the table. You're going to get your cover that you need to. Not that you didn't play well. I think you played really well. You played well to the War Convocation suit. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Yeah, no, you had trouble there.
My dice went cold on me, so that's to be expected, and that's fine.
The other thing that I think the game showed that anybody who plays War Convocation knows, and anybody who doesn't needs to be aware of, is probably the 2 biggest threats in War Convocation. I mean, everybody thinks that it's the Grab Destroyers, and they do a ton of work.
Right.
But the 2 close combat units, the Infiltrators and the Rust Stalkers, will absolutely destroy you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. They can mount so many wounds on you so quickly before you can. But they'll just remove a unit. And then odds are they want to charge a unit that's in cover to where after they're done, they're hanging out and going, hey, dude, got a cover save.
Yep.
Unless you're Tell, go fuck yourself. That's the way it works. I'm going to swing this conversation over to Jedi. How did your round 3 go? Because you're here. You're not totally here.
I'm not totally here.
But you're here enough. How did your turn 3 go?
I played Chuck, so that was fun. He it took 6 turns, but he ended up tabling me. Not a lot of mistakes were actually made this time. My deployment was expertly executed. It came down to the fact that he had better guns than me. Really,
right.
He was playing 2 the 3 Riptide formations, and then the Centurion Librarian drop pod bomb with a tactical squad, just a bare bones tactical squad with a drop pod, just like mine, actually.
Yep. At the end of the day, no matter how many averages or probabilities you could possibly create, you're still going to get 1s. You're still going to get 6s, and it's just the way the dice roll.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point of these tournaments, is not so much what you can roll, it's how well can you roll enough of.
Right.
And that's just the reality of it.
And my games are only going to... I mean, even if I lose every single game, at least each game is going to get more and more fun.
Yeah.
Either I'm winning games and it's starting to get more intense, or I'm losing games and I'm getting closer to the bottom table and I'm just having a blast. I'm kind of stoned as fuck, so I'm having a great time.
We're doing good.
We're having a blast here at TSHFT in Bellevue.
The reality is, listeners, is that if you're trying to win after turn 3, it's kind of like trying to shove poop back up your butt. You might be successful, but it's still going to be a shitty situation.
You know what's the best part about this T-shift that I've learned? You have some of the best analogies I have ever heard. Like, seriously. Like,
Dude, 8 years as a truck driver.
You should teach children. Like,
No, I should not teach children. Last time I taught kids, that began the Fourth Reich. And,
oh, God.
well, needless to say... the situation was ended, but Obama went into office. I'm not trying to say there's a connection, but it's there. Draw your own lines. Anyways, point is, listeners, we're at end of round 3, T-shift. We're here in Bellevue, close to Seattle, Washington. I'm fucked up. Jedi's fucked up. We're continuing on forward. I think I'm at 1 win, 2 losses, and Jedi's at...
I'm 0-3.
He is 0-3.
I've made 6 points this whole tournament.
I'm to round 4. I'm sure we're going to sound worse than we are right now.
Possibly.
It's T-shift, man. Fuck it. Have fun.
Right?
Have a good time.
That's about.
And Tau suck. So we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Go. Hey there, Wolfkin listeners. This is Techpriest Rob. I'm sitting here with
Jeff,
and we just got done with round 4 over here at T-shift over in Bellevue at the Coast Hotel. We had a good time, sort of, kind of, not really. And I'm gonna kind of lean this one over to Jeff. So, Jeff, what kind of an army did you bring for this event?
Brought a Chaos Demons CAD, Fate Weaver featuring.
Brought a Chaos Demons with Chaos Fate Weaver. What did you favor as far as the mark goes? Like, did you favor Khorne or Slaanesh or Tzeentch, or you just kind of go with a conglomerate of shit?
It was everything except Khorne.
Everything except Khorne.
There was some Khorne to summon, but there was nothing Khorne.
But yet a Bloodthirster
Oriented.
showed up on my table. You know how much of a fucking...
You gotta summon
Christ!
something.
Like, what is that? There was no mark there, but there was a Bloodthirster. He just showed up. He was pissed. His taxes were fucked, and IRS wouldn't correct it.
If you look at the CAD, there's no Khorne in the CAD.
Fair enough. So how did the round go for you against War Convocation?
Poorly.
Now, as he says that, you guys can't see it, but I can actually literally see, like, cauterized salt rolling out of his lips when he said that.
Yeah.
So, it was basically, what was it, Crusade, essentially? Or was it Scouring? It was Scouring. Yep.
Reach for first down.
It was Scouring, and I had first turn, Canicles came off, everybody was towed in where they got 2 up cover, and that's kind of how the game went. So, 2 Soul Grinders on the board. His deployment was well, I thought. Really. I mean, I guess if you would have known what the Warcon could have done, then maybe put more units on the board.
Yeah, I'd never faced Mechanicus before, so, and then throw in some extra allies.
First time you played against Mechanicum?
Never. That was the first time.
Gotcha. So it just kind of blindsided you on.
Yeah, it's an army that I've never... I mean, you could throw Space Marines at me, you could throw Eldar at me, you could throw pretty much any Tau constantly, but Mechanicum is not a common army, in my opinion, and that would be the first time I have actually played against them. I've seen them on the table in other games, but I've never paid too much mind to them.
You know, last episode I actually made mention of how one of the biggest strengths of the Warcon was it has so many special rules. It's so hard to keep track of, is that if your opponent's not used to playing against it, they forget what certain units can do. Like you were saying during the combat against your plague drones, you're like, I thought those infiltrators couldn't do shit. They look a little spindly, whatever. But when I'm able to get the buffs on them, they can do a lot of work. It's just a matter of precisionally placing them where they can get to go with those perks at that turn to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
I mean, would that be a fair assessment?
I think so. Games Workshop has a tendency to make models, a tougher model is going to look tougher. You got something that's strength 6, toughness 6, toughness 7, toughness 8. They're going to make that a big, expensive, bad model.
Yep.
I don't remember what they were, but they were spindly little guys. They didn't look very difficult to handle, especially for plague drones. I mean, plague drones, they're generally a tough unit to take down, especially in close combat.
Right.
You can shoot them to death, but you get into combat, they're going to get stuck in.
Well, I mean, okay. Roughstalkers is a pretty weak unit. I think with demons, anything demons, their biggest weakness is just putting a weight of wounds on them. Because although they have an invulnerable save, that invulnerable save won't amount for much when they have like 30 some odd wounds to save against.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, because we're drinking, here comes Mason Moore from Bug Out Studios.
Naturally.
He just fucking plops in, doesn't give a
Tequila?
shit. Fuck it, whatever, dude. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But that's the thing about demons, and I'm aware of that because I played against demons. So that was the thing. Like the plague drones, I know that you can't just do those strength 10 shots at them because they're just going to invul the shit out of them.
Yeah.
But you do fucking 30 wounds on them, you'll kill them.
Oh, absolutely. You do 30 wounds on anything, you're going to kill them.
Right, and that's kind of I was like, fuck them, and I went after them. So no, it was cool. So what else did you play against during this tourney? Like how's the rounds been going against?
First round was awesome. Kicked somebody's ass.
Who'd you play against?
His name was Keith, and Keith brought a brass scorpion, a bunch of mauler fiends, 2 soul grinders, and 2 blood slaughterers.
So he was
Forgeable garbage.
He was really counting on the assault thing, huh?
Oh, Luke was loving it. He had 3 shooting attacks short of the brass scorpion. And I was just way too fast for him. He just ran away from him. Oh, you got guys over there. I'm going to be over here.
So you're doing the Kairos, you're doing the Demon Prince, right?
No Demon Prince.
Just Kairos, and then you're doing the Seekers, the Horrors, and you're doing a combined cab, right?
Yeah. So it's Fate Weaver is a warlord. Right. You got 3 heralds, 2 of Sinich, 1 of Nurgle. The heralds are all on palanquins of Nurgle and Disc of Sneech, so they're jet bikes, except for the Nurgle one. But 2 squads of Pink Horrors, 1 squad of Slaanesh Demonettes, 2 Soul Grinders, squad of Plague Drones, squad
Make it a little
of
easier for you.
Seekers, and a squad of 2 Plague Drone or Beasts of Nurgle.
Interesting. So you just have a conglomerate of just random ass marked demons, but the way they're supposed to niche up together is where they benefit from each other.
Yeah, for the most part.
Interesting.
It's all about the psychic dice. If you roll the psychics really well, they're tough to kill.
Gotcha.
If you don't roll psychic powers really well, you just have a bunch of random demon models on the table that turn into cannon fodder.
Crappy Grimoire.
Yeah.
Bad shooting phase. Workstorm.
Well, that's what really went against him. He went to roll for his reserves, and out of 6 units, only 2 of them came in.
Yeah, I rolled Fate Weaver, 3 Heralds, and there was another unit that was pretty decent, and none of them came in.
You're no buff Bloodthirster, and then your Demonettes.
Yeah. Well, the Bloodthirster was a summon. So
right, that's right. That wasn't even a reserve roll. That's
Pink
right.
Horrors took a psychic phase and turned into a Bloodthirster. So
That's
90
right.
points into a 250 point model. Yeah.
Ain't bad. It's pretty
Roll
brutal,
7
though.
dice. It's nice.
Yeah, it really was because it was a hammer and anvil deployment. You couldn't get the assaults you wanted to. I already had board control by the start of turn 2. I had the cover. It didn't really matter what you threw at me. And it was just a matter of manipulating the angles of shots. I grabbed out one of your walkers. It was just bad, man. If your reserves would have came in turn 2 like they should have, it would have been a different game altogether. But you didn't have the reinforcement that you needed, so.
No, I shouldn't have done that 2 Soul Grinder deployment. I should have had everybody except maybe 1 or 2 squads on the table.
Yeah, I agree with that. So where are you standing at after this game? Where are you at in the tournament so far?
1 and 3. Not so good. Not so good.
We're just going to put a plug in here. Mason, where are you at?
2 and 2.
2 and 2? Ironic. That's where I'm at, too. 2 and 2 as well. Cool.
It's been an interesting tournament.
I've been finding lists that I wouldn't be expecting, but also that I have been expecting, but wouldn't expect to play against. Like playing against myself. That's kind of that.
Played against yourself?
Yeah, my last 2 games have been against another work-on list.
Yeah. Wow.
And both times I got seized on.
That sucks.
So it's like, when it's work-on against work-on, it's who gets first turn.
That happens to you a lot.
It does. It
Last
fucking
time we
does.
played, I seized on too.
It does, man. And like with Warcon, it's like if you get first turn, what's the first thing you do? Stealth and shotted. Oh, now I have 2 cover no matter where I go.
Yep.
Well, nothing I can do against that. I have no ignores cover. So just try to weather the storm the best I can, and we'll see what happens. And the dice didn't work out in my favor, so we'll see. So what do you think about what you have upcoming? You got 2 more. We got 2 more rounds left. You can go.
Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm tired of running this demon army, so no, we're gonna fight him out, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna go 3-3, and it's gonna be fucking cool. So
I'm curious because you've already made the mention of it. You're tired of running this list. 2016, what are you going to run differently now that you've played demons and seen what they can do?
well, I've had demons for 5 years, but I've got
So what, like KDK and
I've got
demons, or-
KDK. I started out with a Khorne Demonkin army Khorne Demon army before KDK came out, and then I've got Chaos Space Marines. I've got 2 different Space Marine armies, Dark Angels and Imperial Fists. I've got an Orcs army. I've got the beginnings of an Eldar army. Going through the shelf right now in my head.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if I put everything on the table, I could probably field 20,000 points without upgrading. So I've got a mass amount of models, and I've never. The way I started playing 40K was, you play with your buddies in the basement, and you bring whatever army you decide to make. We had a points limit, and there you go. And this was back in 5th edition through 6th edition.
Right.
So it was never the same army over and over and over and over again.
And now
always different.
Well, to be fair, part of that is, and why I like having a combination of ITC and fluff, is that when you play ITC, you can expect this almost the same list all the time. You play Fluffy, it's just a matter of what in the fuck do you feel like playing.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for talking with us. And we will catch you at either tonight or round 5. I know, it's awkward as shit.
I know, right?
Hey guys.
Hey, Wolfkin listeners, this is Techpriest Rob, and that guy.
Whoever the Jedi is, that guy over there.
You see, during his game, he got renamed. I think it was versus Chuck. He was Jedi the Jedi.
I was Jedi the
He
Jedi.
earned a Jedi title, which initially he's like, wait, I'm already Jedi. Why do I have to earn my own namesake?
Yep.
So is this
But then
a
we-
shtick that you guys just pick on Jedi? Because I like Jedi.
We're calling him
He's a
JJ.
Jedi.
No, my new name's JJ.
Or,
Oh.
We are here with, lo and behold, the ultimate omniscience, as I like to call them, of the painting industries.
I think the Mechanicum calls it the Fabricator General, the Science
Yes.
of Mars.
I prefer Big Mac.
That's because
Big Mac of the Emperor.
that's because
How's that?
that's because Mason is orcs, and he always sets himself up to lose, which
Well,
is pretty
usually
usual.
you paint your stuff red, but then I just go over it with blue and stuff like that. And it looks better.
Right, which is why
It does look better.
Which
It
is
makes
why,
it lucky.
Which is why all my shit only hits on 5s. Yeah, no
Well,
coincidence.
naturally. You need green dice.
We are here with Evan
We
Smith.
definitely talk about arm slice.
We are. Man, I'm gonna have to do so much editing, or not. I'm just gonna let it run.
No, you just gotta
It's
let
gonna
go.
be one
Just let it go.
continuous,
Just-
like,
whatever. Who cares? I'm here with Evan Smith and Mason Moore with
Hey.
Hobby Hawk Studios, who have
Man, that's us.
Yeah.
those 2 guys across
Hi,
from
guys.
me.
What's going on, Jedi?
How you doing?
They go to public events without pants on.
Most
Like
of the
right
time.
now.
Not
You
full.
can't pants off, dance off with pants on, man.
No. And they always, what's weird is like no matter what the temp is in the room, they're always at half chub. It's never full chub. It's like that right when you get out of the showers and dry yourself off,
Actually,
and you
I
don't
am
quite know if
full
you're
chub.
excited
It
or
just
not.
looks like half chub.
That's because you suck in.
Well,
Use that analogy as you will. That's fine. But anyways, these guys are with Hobby Hawk Studios. the local painting service we have here with the Seattle. We're all luscious here. But they're
Luscious. I prefer luscious.
There's a water Hefeweizen, definitely.
Oh right, sure. Yeah. That's why it's 5.2% alcohol.
I made those on pyramids.
Fail. I remember my first beer.
This is great material.
Yeah, no shit. It's T-Shift. It's T-Shift.
We're having fun.
That's why we're all here. It's T-Shift weekend.
That's absolutely correct, and that's why we're here at the end of the 4th round, and we're just basically having a drink and going, "Holy shit, that was a long day."
Yeah. My feet are sore, and I'm whining about it. That's for sure.
We had to get Mason a wheelchair to get him out of the hall, and it was only a 3-step staircase.
By the way, it is amazing that you have a horn for your cart.
Isn't that awesome? It's like,
amazing.
get out of my way. I haven't
God.
hobbied that, though. I can't take credit.
That's only an orc thing to do. So,
Although
anyway,
it is the most orky, lazy gamer card
Actually,
ever.
I wish
with
it
the
was like
air horn
a
attached.
semi-horn.
Come through. Beep beep.
Should be like, "Brrr," just in the hall.
You need
that's
the custom
okay, that's
noises,
too
man.
much.
You need a Big Mac the cart, so it's like,
Aruga, aruga. That'd be good. I think you should just yell "wah" like when you hit like "wah."
just sneak up on people and
Yeah,
randomly.
that'd be good.
at that point, you should just have a mega mic.
Yeah, but that's less impressive
You're
when you
very
see the
welcome.
man behind the mic, like the Wizard of Oz treatment, and he's over there whispering.
Whoa.
It echoes through it. Whoa! And that one time when the batteries are off, you're just like, nope. Now everybody knows.
Nope, sorry.
You say WOG, W-O-G.
God.
Yeah,
So,
you're so cute.
So-
Look at him over there.
okay, before we get on to the fact that Mason's going to probably end up raping Jedi,
Yes.
so Hobby Hogs, local painting service here in Seattle, what do you guys actually do, like, as far as your services go, like, overall? Like, I know you guys have painted and done
It's a full service shop, buddy.
full service, like,
Service.
Full service.
so you do realize that we do not reside in Thailand. So saying that is actually kind of a falsehood. Just saying. So, like,
Promises were given.
are you guys only, like, painting commission, or are you guys, like, building, conversions, like...
Well, conversions is my specialty. Evan's terrible at it. I'm just kidding.
I'll let my war boss speak for himself.
Yeah. Actually, we just
That war boss is badass.
completed one project that we both worked on.
I'll
let's
give
put
that credit
pictures
to
on the
you, man.
website.
I think artist credit for that should be Mason.
Yeah, we'll put pictures
The
on the
orc
website.
marker.
Those are forthcoming.
Yeah,
we
we
kind
want
of
to show
unveiled it
everybody
today,
yet.
actually, and it's getting a lot of good cred.
Did you get people stopping and going, wow?
Yeah, I get that.
Well, I mean,
I actually
they
got
did
that a lot.
through the whole building and everything, the process of it.
Yeah.
It's
What we're
pretty
talking
amazing.
about, guys, for those of you listening, as a birthday gift, one of our friends commissioned a gift for Mike of a orc stompa. And it's a custom stompa. It's a Big Mac stompa with a lifted dropper, which is a crazy arm. And gave us full license to just go ham, go crazy, build whatever, right? And when you say that to people like us, especially Mason, who bleeds green, right?
Yeah.
Just go orc.
Totally.
We lost him for like 2 weeks, and every so often I'd stop in and check, like, he's still eating, he's still alive, and he just looks at you with this like orc laugh. It sounds like
I actually had a cot next to the hobby table. It was pretty awesome.
Holy shit.
I was doing it in my sleep.
No, it's crazy. Because I walked in.
couldn't pry him away.
Oh yeah, I walked in when it was unpainted, but mostly built.
Did you see how it started?
I did not see how it
I
started.
literally
but,
took my bits box and just dumped it on the hobby table.
Awesome.
I actually had 2 bits boxes that
Yeah,
went
no,
into it.
I-
I was like,
So it's like a true mech. You're just like, well, what parts do I have? Dump it
Yeah.
on a table. I can build something with that.
No,
I can make it work.
Literally, the knees of this thing are Titan knees.
you
And
were
this is
the only person
No,
who
no, no.
recognized
I
that
literally-
first,
When you
by
say
the way.
Titan, I mean, we're not talking Warhound, we're talking Reaver Titan.
It's a Reaver Titan. These are Reaver Titan
Now-
knees, and I pointed at them, and I went, "That's an expensive bit."
Yeah.
The best part is the actual the origin of it. Yeah, food time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
But yeah,
I
no,
will
it's
spend the rest of this interview halfway munching vittles.
That's cool.
It's all good. Stuff
But no,
for face.
that thing is amazing.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah.
It's
I think so,
really
too.
good.
It is.
Yeah,
I constantly say, is like every time I see it, I'm like, that's the coolest model I've ever
I
seen.
literally like, because I get to see you guys' progress all the time because I hang out at Mugu, and every time I walk in and I'm watching you guys work on something, it's amazing. Like when we built that table,
Yeah.
that was
so fun, dude.
incredible.
Yeah. Actually,
That was a project actually Hobby Hawk did about halfway through. So basically, we're a local commission service. Rob asked a question earlier, and Rob, what we do. I mean, you should know this by now. We've painted
Right.
an entire army for you already.
Well, I mean,
Listen
okay,
for
okay.
everybody else.
To be fair, my entire Cult Mechanicus and my Scutari, Hobbyhawks did for me. But I felt it was best to. It's harder to explain as a customer to go what they can do than it would be to just ask the people who can provide the service as to what they're capable of doing. Which I got bombarded with text messages when they first got my mechanic. I'm like, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? I'm like, just go out the box art. It's easier that way because I don't fucking know what the hell I bought. I'm just saying, build it.
And actually, that was a great starter. I mean, because Rob said match box art. We can do that. You hand us a box and say, I want it to look like this. We can deliver that. You say, hey, look, here's a box, here's a kit, here's an army, and I want it to look like this. I want it to have these details. I want it to be specific. We can do that too. The best thing to do is to actually provide us with a few things to jump off of, and maybe like a concept sketch or an artwork. If you've seen anything online that you can provide that says, hey, look, here's a color scheme. We actually did that the other day for Wes. Wes found some pictures. Another birthday present.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And he showed pictures. He said, I want it to look like this. We took care of it, right? And
Yep.
he had his models before he knew it. Wes, you're actually in the room. Yeah? Thumbs up.
Yep.
Woo! Wes gave us a thumbs up. And since May, we've completed a ton of projects for people from north to south, mainly around the Mugu region. Mugu region, I mean Everett. Mugu's located in Everett.
You
We
could just
work
say
out of there.
Northwest, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, yeah, you can find us on Northwest Wargamers.
Yep, and they also have a website. Is it www.hobbyhawkstudios.com?
That's correct, Rob.
Awesome, perfect. And you'll also find a hyperlink for them as well on our website, www.thewolfkin.com. There'll be a hyperlink below our podcast as well.
And Rob, man, I listened to last week's podcast as well, man. Thanks for saying all the great stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you guys did a great job. You know, it's kind of funny that as we're talking about this, they're currently working on my Thunderhawk. Like, they're still getting work for me. It's like, just take it. I'm lazy.
That's true with almost every client we do too. We finish one thing for them, and they immediately return and say, "Look, wow, I'm so pleased with it, with the price, the turnaround, etc." Except Ryan, you know who you are. Hold on.
You know who you are.
But they constantly commission more work through us, which we're happy to do, guys. This is actually one of my favorite things to do because Mason does this full time. So support your local artists, support your local community.
Totally.
He actually lives off painting models.
I've got kids to feed. No, I don't.
And you know what?
What's her name? Mason.
Yeah.
I can honestly say
It's a Gretchen in my tummy.
I can honestly say, as a co-host, like, you guys have painted, what, about 4,000 points of Mechanicum? Like, that, like, total. I'm saying everything overall. Like, all
I want to do the math on it because actually it was really refreshing. I didn't play in today's T-Shift. I know all you guys did, but I came just to see the armies. I mean, if you've never been to a T-Shift or a big 40K tournament, I'd say fantasy tournament, but...
Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we'll play Kings of War, I guess.
You can bring your zombies.
Kings
There
of War,
was a zombie
yeah.
army there today,
No one's
man.
judging.
You just also have to bring some other stuff. Zombies.
All right.
Zombie. All right, back to subject.
Sorry.
Yeah, so since we've done so much stuff since May, actually the best way to do it is to ask around. People will tell you, say, hey, look, yeah, this was done. We can give you a whole client list too. I want to say now I actually did the tally recently. There's over 40 clients we've done work
Wow,
for,
yeah, you're quite right.
at least. I mean, completed jobs for since we started in May. So
I've done a lot of research in the last 2 years on commission work, and I was always really hesitant about it because it seemed like whenever I saw the photos that there was something that was hiding within the photos, and it always made me hesitant on pulling the trigger. But these guys, though, I was confident. I pulled the trigger, and I've gotten nothing but good stuff back. And they're very communicative. If there's any issues or questions, they will contact you. And honestly, the final product has been excellent. I mean, it thoroughly excellent.
thanks, Rob. Thanks.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, I mean, goes to Mason as well. He's at Mugu 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I mean, so pretty much if you need to get a hold of
I
us.
have a life. Jeez. Well,
He sometimes you'll see him with his back to everybody in the room with his fucking front in the corner. We know he's fapping.
Well, I mean,
He usually jerks off on a dwarf model. It's kind of weird.
Well, that's,
you guys haven't seen Furious 6 yet. Still, you're missing my Terry Crews reference.
We're always just like, Mason, what are you doing? He just grunts. He just grunts. And looks
Spoiler
at,
alert, bench with his dick.
he just grunts at everybody and looks at him and just goes like, I'll put a layer of art coat on. We gotta make these lenses fucking glare.
Last week as we were doing the orc project too, Mason went full orc. You could just look at him and he's like, you had to communicate through grunts.
I do grunt and then I like smile a lot when I'm like working on something I really enjoy, and I kind of, yeah.
Which is why you can know it's coming together. And I mean, working with people helps a lot, right? It's not just me and Mason. We actually recruited our friends.
Yeah.
Robbie Lowry.
Yep.
Did I say his last name?
Yep.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have to report.
And Derek, I always like to mess up Derek's name on purpose. I'm sure he's listening. Derek LeCool.
But you know, here's the thing though too. Like they have some of their friends that are passionate with the hobby working for them. But the reality is, like whenever they've gotten a project, and I've found this working with Evan, at least personally. I don't know about others, but whenever I've given them a new project or something to work on, they've always gone, who would enjoy doing this project the most? That guy, and they give it to that guy. It's not a matter of who's free; it's a matter of who would enjoy doing this, and they give it to that guy. And I think, as a customer, that's the most reassuring thing because I want whoever's working on it to show the same love and affection I would if I had the time to do it.
Which is absolutely. I mean, we're able right now. There's 4 of us. Sometimes we have a couple other friends that help, but really, we only have them help if it plays to their strengths. And what I mean by that is when it was orcs. Mason just goes crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can't pull him away. We almost lost him to Gorka Morka.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
awesome.
He went so orc that I literally saw somebody ask him for a pot of paint, and he was 3 feet away from him. He took the pot of paint and threw it at the ceiling and said, I hit.
Yeah. Well, that was also like right about the time that Mad Max came out, so I kind of went a little crazy.
Oh,
with
yeah,
that
we made
too.
that Mad Max table, man.
Oh, it's so good.
I always like, every time you go in the store, everybody's playing. That's
That's
usually
the
the
number
table
one
we
table.
get
I
played.
actually, you know what? I don't think I've played on it yet.
Serious?
I've
Well,
worked
it's
on that
always
table.
occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've-
it is
but-
always busy.
but I've,
I want to
yeah,
paint
I-
Fury Road on the action. Remember we painted all the tables black and put lips on them so dice doesn't fall on the ground. You don't have to run after it.
So good.
Now the lips, we could paint the table's name, so we could paint Fury Road. Like, it's a perfect name for
That's
that
so
table.
good. Just take like a paint marker.
For those of you who never seen it, maybe we'll put
should
good
put pictures
pictures
on the
up because
website,
Robbie actually spent some time and started
Facebook.
doing touch-ups on it. Back to what we were talking about. So Mason goes orcs, right? Now he's teaching me how to paint orcs because I can paint anything, right? You name it, I'll do it. But I'm very consistent, symmetrical. Where there's left, there's right. It has black lining. It comes through X amount of stages of
If he
colors.
has rockets on a guy, he's got to have the same amount of rockets in the same position. On
Which
each
is
side.
why,
and then I smack his hand and glue it upside down, and he goes crazy.
Backwards. What is this? If it's a triangle, it should just
Love you.
Fucking Christ. I think the better inquiry would be, as a consumer, the best question would be for you is, what kind of background do you have in this hobby, and why would they trust you with that analogy?
Absolutely.
And
You
that
want to
approach?
answer that first? You want me to?
It doesn't matter.
Jump at it. Well, I'm still going into the crew.
Well,
I mean,
to be fair,
everybody has their strengths, and we try to cross-pollinate. But I mean, like the other day, Robbie was painting, what do you call them, tartans on skirts, an actual plaid pattern, and it comes down to it where kilts.
Don't call them
I should
skirts.
know this, man.
Yeah.
So,
for those of you who don't know, Evan's a red beer, which
He totally has like red, orange
I'm
hair.
Scottish.
which also means he's usually
Aye.
last.
Me too.
Oi.
Yep.
You can't quite get the freedom that he wants.
You should know that. Of all
However,
Summer and Wallace.
Robbie, it comes down to something. He's painted that before. He's done it well. He knows the colors that match. He knows how to put the lines and which layers to put it in. So it comes down to the fact that we can get you excellent tartans painted quickly by an expert, right? When it comes to Mason, you know the fact that if you get orcs, they're going to be delivered perfectly. Now, if you get anything else, you can look at our pictures. You can ask clients, like, it's going to be delivered. You're going to be happy. When it comes to Derek, too, for some reason, we're not pigeonholing him into one thing, but he loves weathering, and his weathering stuff looks off the hook. So if it's anything like bolt action,
He really,
Flames of War.
He likes that.
I mean,
stuff
even
a lot.
Infinity stuff, like, he can do it quickly, and it comes out fantastic.
Yep.
Now, what's our background and why do we do this, man? I love painting models. Now, it's just a hobby thing. It comes down to, like, my childhood and everything I've ever done, from Legos to model cars to kits to everything growing up, man. Now, and it's cool to walk through a room, right? Even if I'm not playing in the tournament and see, like, a certain percentage of armies, you can look around and go, oh, we painted those. Look, we painted those. And people are happy as shit going, yeah, and they're killing stuff with it.
Pretty much every time JP's playing his demons, because I painted half of them, I'm just like, dude.
You know the feeling, man.
Oh, man, it's fucking awesome. Especially since I know everything that it says on all of his, like, all of his books.
He doesn't know all that.
One thing I'll
Now he's
plug.
going to ask me.
One thing I'll plug into that, and Wolfkin listeners, you'll probably see it on our Facebook page, is that I've been working secretly on my Salamanders Legion for LVO, and you may or may not see pictures on the page of my Legion. Pay attention to the page. you're going to see some heresy action for
That's awesome,
LVO.
man.
I'm going to have a 2,500 point list ready to go for LVO.
So, like, as commission painters, too, I mean, I'm a teacher at heart, and I will happily teach, coach. I would rather teach you how to paint your own stuff. If you're inclined in the hobby in any way, meet us. I mean, Mason's there all the time. Not all the time, he's got a life. But,
well, thanks,
I'm
buddy.
there every Wednesday night. I got you covered, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll be happy to show you some stuff. I mean, we got a lot of comments about our models and conversions, commissions, etc. And one of the main things we can do is just say, stop on by, man. Like, bring it down, show us. Let's see what we can do to help you.
And you know, there's another thing too. Is like when I asked them to do my Mechanicum force, I asked them to specifically stick with GW paints for accessibility for myself.
Sure.
So I can always go back and repaint the best I can. And you know what? Ironically, like I had to crash paint some Flesh Terror stuff for this tournament, and I had to ask Mason some questions. I was like, "Hey, dude, like, how did you guys do these bases? I just want to make them match.
Yeah.
I don't care about how good I do them. I just want to make sure the army matches together." And immediately, within probably about 20 minutes, he gave me an answer like, "Hey, I did this, did that, did this. Here's the steps. This is what I use." And I was like, "Perfect, dude. It's all GW paints. I had it all on my desk. It worked out."
Yeah, and we'll do that for other people too. I mean, he requested only GW paints, and when it comes down to it, the fact is Rob can paint extremely well. However, he's got time.
Factor.
Yeah, he's got time.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, like he says, this is exactly how I want it. We paint a couple test models, show him the test model, and once he gives us proof of concept, proof of acceptance, he just says, "Hey, it looks cool. That's good with me."
Yeah.
We'll go from there. Now, at that point, if he says, "Hey, look, I want some more freehand here. I want some light sourcing here. I want everything to be magnetized." Those are all key factors you got to think about because it's a lot easier knowing in what you want at the end goal.
Yep.
I want to say something that you just touched on, actually, and that's all about commission painting in general. Because when you're commissioning somebody to paint something, it's really hard to say, "Hey, I want this, but I don't want to pay somebody to do it because I can do it myself." People say that all the time, and you're not comfortable doing it, so you tend to be hesitant, kind of like Rob was saying earlier.
Which only hurts the hobby in general.
It does.
Because it comes down to
It's
like
not
you have
about
the
whether
intentions.
you're bad at painting or anything
Not at
like
all.
that. Usually,
No.
it's
No.
just that you don't have the time. How valuable is your time?
Yeah.
That's the big deal.
See, and like the way I validated it, when it comes to the cost of painting, is like for myself, I usually spend an average of 200 days out of the year that I'm gone.
In work?
For work.
Yeah.
I'm just gone. I can't paint. I
Well,
can't
you fly
model,
out, too? I mean, yeah.
I'm all over the place. I'm from Texas to Alaska. I'm all over the fucking place. I have no idea where the fuck I'm going to be at. I have no life.
I believe you post like, "I'm in Satan's nutsack right
Yeah.
now." Yeah, but when you get back, I mean, that's your time.
But to
And
me,
then he has
like...
a painted army waiting for him, too.
Yeah.
That actually happened
Yeah.
multiple times.
I will say this. If
Didn't
anybody has ever had a question, and this is not just a plug for Hobbyhawk Studios, but just a plug for...
It could be.
But
Well, commission painters in general.
Commission painters in general. If you
But
ever
really
been
Hobbyhawk.
hesitant, okay, we're
Sorry, go ahead.
He's got this.
We're gonna tone it down for a second. This is to me and everybody else who hobby.
Oh, just we're next to a fireplace right now in a swanky hotel.
And my
Super sexy.
I don't know where you're listening to this podcast right now. Maybe you're in your car. Maybe you're at home.
softly.
My
If
dick is
you're at
out.
home,
I'm
just take your
half
pants
stroking.
off now.
Pretty much the only
This
thing
is
we're
the
short
moment.
of is champagne
No.
and a bearskin rug.
Yeah, if you're in the car,
my
pull
point
over
is-
because you got to hear this.
My point is, when you're looking at commission painting, okay, and I'm being sincere here. If you're looking at commission painting, whenever you get a quote on a large project, before you get the quote back, you have to realize that, yes, the initial price point is going to sting. It's going to be high, and it's going to be more than what you thought. But you have to think about yourself, how much time and effort and comfortability you're saving yourself to work on not only other projects, but also be able to focus on your personal life, which if most of us have, like I have, an old lady, a job, kids, pets, whatever, the amount of time you're freeing up from that, it's worth the cost in the long run. It doesn't feel like that in the first few months, but after a year, you'll realize, holy shit, I am glad I did that. So that's not just to Hobbyhawk Studios. That's to any local commissioner you have. They're really saving you a lot more time than you realize. And honestly, the cost that you pay compared to the cost that they pay to make it happen is so much lower than what you realize. They're not really making much of a profit than what you're actually saving in time overall. So I really encourage that.
That is a great point. I mean, when it comes down to it, too, we do this because we love it. You know, we spent the years to define the skills and everything, and it makes us happy. I mean,
Yeah,
Basically, you
doing
can't
your
tell me
hobby
you're
for a
not
living
happy.
is freaking awesome. Are you kidding me?
Man, yeah, I miss being unemployed and doing hobby stuff. Like, I miss doing Wolfkin painting for sure.
Yeah, then when I got a job, I had to stop.
If you want to know exactly what kind of time puts into a hobbyist, try to mix white scars GW paint layer, liquidate it down enough to where it's not to completely see-through when you water it down enough to where it's thin enough to where making a nice even layer, and then paint a White Scars army, and then compare a White Scars army to an Iron Hands army and realize that they made both armies done in the exact same time.
Yeah.
Now you realize the amount of effort it took to make it happen.
Yeah.
It's easy to edge highlight black armor. It's a pain in the ass to equally layer white armor.
And I mean, white's one of those things. See, now you're talking about the hobby, man. You're getting me all jazzed.
I know. We're getting into it now.
Yeah, I mean, white, absolutely. You can't take it higher than white, so you got to start lower. And I mean, getting white to cover, there's different tricks too, like painting it over tan, coming back and doing a highlight, applying it through an airbrush, and
you know
doing
what,
oil
though?
washes. Like,
So
yeah,
here's
I'm
my
jazzed
point.
up, man. I want to paint some white. Who's got a white army? Let's do this. I actually
Wes
did,
does.
yeah.
Beyond 40K and anything 40K, like
Yeah.
we're just talking outside of Space Marine armor.
All right.
What else do you guys specialize in for gaming systems? Like, what else can you guys
absolutely.
paint?
So,
let's
right,
say
let's
I
run the
came to
list.
you and I said, "Hey, I'm so and so. I have XYX game system. Can you paint this for me?"
All right, let's roll the
my
list,
Relic
man.
Knight army.
Put up 10 fingers. Here we go. So,
All right, here we go.
There's
10
40K.
fingers.
Done. There's War Machine. Done. Currently doing.
Yeah.
There's Infinity. Done. Completed another project for it yesterday. There's Bolt Action and Flames of War.
Yep.
Both. We just completed 2 projects of that this week.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep going. There's Fantasy. There's
Don't
there's
forget just
AVP.
plain old board
there's
game
board
minis
game
and stuff.
sets, and we got a Space Hulk commission the other. We do
Risk
repaints
game.
for
We're gonna watch that
Cool
paint
Mini or
all
Not,
the
the
bits.
Zombicide.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yep.
Blood Rage is a huge new game. It's Vikings. If you haven't seen the models yet, they look amazing.
You will watch History Channel more often when you play that game.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Right now, I'm jazzed about doing some stuff for Arena Rex. It's a brand new game
Those
coming out of
figs are
it. Yeah,
amazing.
the game's awesome too. It's a gladiator-based combat. We're building a custom Coliseum to have in Mugu. It's actually through a guy named Troy, and he collects almost every game. We've done a couple commissions for him already. For historicals, we painted Arthurians for him, and we're talking about like every shield has decals, every shield is done. When it comes down to it, the amount of paint work that we put on stuff for whatever game you got, you want it to look better, we'll paint it. Arena Rex, some of the nicest models I've ever built and painted.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that no matter what the game system is, no matter what you're able to do for a game, you guys can handle it, no matter what spectrum or fucking high-tailed fantasy paint scheme there's.
Oh, we didn't
possible
talk
out
about fantasy.
there. Oh, no, I'm just saying, like.
Oh, yeah,
Say-
yeah, the
say-
range. So
so,
Rob
I mean,
brought this up
anything.
earlier. Check it out. Like, when it comes down to, and originally we set quality levels. We said, tabletop, showcase, and badass, right? And what that is for people just to give us a frame of reference of what they want, right? If they want
Right.
something that looks good, to be honest, we paint everything to badass level. And it comes down to it, we just make less to paint it, but we're happy and proud of the result.
I would say we definitely put a little bit more effort into than the average.
I would say if you compare it
Average
to the
art
average
studio out there.
art studio, the average commission that you're going to
Yeah.
mail your stuff
I don't want
out
to
to,
sound like that sounds a
Well,
little. I don't want to
so-
sound pompous when I say that.
so
but-
wait.
I would say that we definitely won't stop until it's right.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
You say you're able to work with any kind of hobby that's sent to you, and you really don't really care exactly what is brought to you, provided that there's, obviously ample communication between the customer and yourselves and what's able to work out and all that stuff.
Sure.
But before somebody's able to take their collection and package it up, say somebody
Yeah.
from Idaho, Oregon, whatever, let's say Virginia, pack it up and send it to you. Exactly what is there for backing as far as experience goes between you and Mason, who back it?
All right, so real quick, yes, me and Mason started Hobby Hawk Studios, and Mason has the experience. I'm going to speak for him real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
He worked for Blue Table, but even before Blue Table, he had developed the skills and experience
Right.
through creating army after army, making conversions, painting it. One night we stayed open at like a G-Dub till, 6 in the morning.
That was
whatever
like
it took
10
to
years
finish
ago,
a model.
too.
It was a
No.
long time ago, man.
No, wait, like 7 years ago.
It was still fun, and I
was a
could
long
tell
time
that you
ago.
were in your element, man, because
Yep.
you were building whatever. Like, here's the concept, and just dump out a box. Let's go, right? And it came
Right.
down to we don't even have the parts for this. Let's go to the store. Let's empty out plastic toothpick containers. Let's cut the plastic and make it work. Let's find plastic hard. Let's rivet it, form it, etc.
Right.
Now that's all skills developed over time. When it comes down to it, too, you touched on a good subject because I've been through a lot in my hobby career. I started back when Fantasy gave you cards as your models in your kit, man. I played through Necromunda
Right.
where everything was Hawk Turquoise. And That shimmering green, glistening green, all the metallic colors, man. I've been through so many different paint ranges to understand.
And as a consumer's approach, like many listeners now know that now that I've been in the show, I'm from Alaska. And for being that far away, like, there's no commission source in Alaska, period. You have to go to lower 48. And I was so hesitant for help.
Sure.
Because I have no connection. I don't know who does what. And I'm not going to name who I've contacted, but I've contacted many services.
And you're very picky.
And I'm very...
I'll tell you that.
I am
specific.
I am very specific, and I'm very picky. And I didn't know who I could trust because I've gotten many quotes from many people, and I go, I'm not okay with that.
You know you can trust us.
I did know I could trust you guys. Well, that's because I put a bomb in your car. But but regardless, like, no, like, legitimately... That was my biggest concern.
Speaking of, can I have my dog back by now? Is that
no.
Yeah, man, you said you were watching my children. That was weeks ago.
I want to play a game. I have a particular set of skills.
Yeah.
But no, I will be honest. I'm the most particular as it gets for a commission service. And I've gone through so many services, and many of them, many listeners will be familiar with, and I have revoked because I don't know, because I have never communicated with them.
So, I mean, you brought on a great thing. I mean, you've been in the hobby forever, right?
Yeah.
And Mason touched on this too. You've been doing it for so long, and a lot of people have the skills or the intentions, and they know how, but they don't want to ask for help, right? And I understand. I'm that way. I'm a do-it-yourself person. I like decking, electrical, wire, plumbing, whatever it is. I'll do it. I'll learn how. It's just who I am as a person. Now, I understand everybody wants to do it themselves. When it comes down to it, if you don't have your army built the way you want it and you don't want to show it off, or you don't want to say, oh, look, here's the army I have, and bring it to somebody for help through embarrassment or whatever it is, just get over it. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. We can re-plastic glue models. I mean, we can re-sculpt, we can recast. And when it comes down to it, there's something that really, like, we just can't salvage. We can't dip in purple power, run it through
Start from fresh.
Yeah, we have stripped many armies,
Yep.
even fully painted armies. Like, it could be varnished, sealed, whatever, right?
It might not be cost effective in the long run. Always.
However,
there is times where it's not as cost effective.
Stripping models, painted models, takes a long time.
think
If you want us
yeah.
to commission something for you, we would much rather you
Start from
say,
fresh,
here's the unopened product, right?
Yeah, that's better.
And just hand it to us and say, go, right?
I love artistic license more than anything.
From breaking your models. And I say this as kindly as I can. We're going to snap them in half and reforge them, repin them, and sculpt the seams so that they look like they should when they're done.
And you know, another thing too, I will plug in because again, they painted. This sounds such a biased interview, but they have painted a lot of Mechanicum for me. One thing I've noticed too is that there's a lot of things that I painted alongside of what they were working on for me, and I asked them while I was working on my stuff, like, "How are you guys doing this?" And they would say, like, "I'm doing it this way," and I go, "Okay, cool." They will tell you step by step. So if say you want to cut the costs on something, and you want to say, like, I don't want to have a commissioner do all my battle company or all my Necrons. I just want to do half. They
Absolutely.
will work. They will work side by side with you. I've had that experience with myself.
And to be honest, I would rather, and I do this with Rob all the time. He says, "Hey, I need this done," and I look at him and I say, "Rob, you can paint this. Find the time, get it done. Right? Spend an hour a day, whatever it takes." Now, when it comes down to it, like, Rob will do that. He'll get it all set, show us one model, and say, "Make the rest look like this."
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
And that's cool. That'll work for us. Do for other clients too, because if it comes down to it, you've got this entire collection. Say you've been playing the game for 10, 15, 25 years, right? Yep. And you collected the entire Space Marine Legion, right? Maybe the Legion wasn't enough, and you've got an opposing Traitor Legion or a Chaos Legion or a Xenos.
Or a
for
giant 10,000 point orc army.
Yeah, 10,000.
So-
or for me, everything but Dark Eldar.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, like, yeah, we'll paint it for you. And you'll get a better result if you just give us your collection and say, go. Now, if you don't have the money, and I understand, because this takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to get somebody's army done. We're lucky in that we paint fast. We can paint the same result very, very quickly, which comes down to a cost savings for you. But something we've done for other clients, not only what Rob mentioned, which is, hey, Rob, help us, right? Rob, come in and you clip stuff out, right? Or you base coat, you do the spray, you do the initial priming and basing, or, you know, whatever, we'll work with you. Something we've done with another client is he couldn't have money disappearing, so we said just buy a gift card once a week, man. Keep those gift cards in a shoe drawer, and when you stack enough, come talk to us. We've done it for other people too, because instead of giving us one thing, like say it's a tank, right? You give us one tank and we paint it for you, and the next month you give us another tank and we paint it for you. We're going to try our best. We'll take notes and pictures, and we'll have the same painter paint it. But we can't guarantee the two are going to look the same. And because we have to get out the materials, the airbrush, the cleaning, everything, there's always a higher cost into doing one thing solo.
It's way more cost effective to do a bulk.
You give us your army and say, look, I can't pay it for 6 months. Like, we'll paint it.
Right.
And work something out.
You know.
Does that sound fair?
Yes.
And, and something, too, that I have found with Hobby Hawk that I haven't found with any other commission sources, they're not your typical, hey, we're ABC painting company. Here's a spreadsheet. Tell us what you want us to do. Here's your price. No, it's literally a project-by-project basis. And if you are on a time crunch or on a model crunch or a cost crunch or a paint scheme crunch, I mean, they haven't just painted my Mechanicum for me. They've painted Inquisitors. They've painted Assassins. They've painted...
Oh, those Inquisitors are fun.
No, yeah. I mean, and they paint them quick. And I mean, I literally gave them, like, I can only spend this much for my Inquisitors. And they go, okay, we can make that work. And they made it work, and they look great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works with them. They're different than everybody else that I've come in contact with because they're willing to work with the consumer, not based on the project.
Yeah.
It's a person to person, not a person to project.
That's usually people's first question they ask is they go, how much does it cost? I can't answer that because every project is different.
What do you want it to look like?
What do you want out of it?
My favorite question
There's a lot of questions to go with that
There's
question.
so many different questions to defining it, and one of our first ways is when can you meet, right? When are you free? Come talk to us.
That's
like
better.
Mason will be at Mugu tonight. Meet us, right? I'll be there Wednesday nights.
Yep.
I go to Games and Gizmos on Monday if you need to meet me there. We will definitely talk to you. And my favorite question is like, what theme do you want? But within the theme, what color range, what temperature, what atmosphere? Like, do you want it to be dark and gritty? Do you want it to be, bright? Do you want it to be
super weathered,
stylized? Yeah, weathered,
what
dusty.
kind of basing do you want?
What temperature in terms of like, do you want it to be like 60-degree weather out? Do you want it to be 80 and sunny? I mean, that determines the colors and the brightness and everything else that we do.
Projection, OSL, all you have to do is look at my Mechanicum pictures that they have on not only our website but also theirs. You can see what they can do.
We even gave you like custom bases just because we felt like
but Jedi knows exactly what we're talking about because Wolfkin started. I mean, at the beginning of this podcast, you can go back and listen to all the episodes on Stitcher, which please do so. The guys love it when they get hits. If you want to be a buddy, just open up, like, you got a computer, you got an iPad, phone, whatever, you got your wife's or sister's, siblings, mothers, fathers.
Yeah.
Open it up and play it on their devices because they get a new unique hit for each unique device that's been played, and they'll totally appreciate it. They'll smile at you next time. They may pretend to like you.
Yeah, that'd be great, guys.
What I'm saying is Jedi knows exactly what we're talking about because he was a commissioned painter. I mean, he's felt the stress of like...
Oh, man. Yeah. But, yeah, business... That... Sorry, they're telling me to go higher. Anyways, yeah, no, it was super hard because I mean, there's definitely pressure to,
well, it's art.
It's art,
and people, if they have a different vision of what they want, sometimes it's like, that's not what I want.
Right.
Like, well, how do I fix it? Let me know how to fix it, and then you have to work with them and get it to where they want.
Listen at hobbyhawkstudios.com or me, Evan, at hobbyhawkstudios.com. Robbie and Derek don't have emails yet, but they're totally competent painters. They can vouch for us, etc., etc.
Literally. We will let you guys go. This is day 1 of TSHFT, and you all have a good Saturday. We will check in tomorrow after round 5. You all take care.
Hello, my name is Morgan Freeman. When I'm not making amazing movies, I listen to the Wolfkin podcast, the best 40K podcast in the world ever. Alright guys, I said it. Now, about my money.
Hey guys, it's Wolflord Jedidiah. The Seahawk game is going apparently. So I'm here with our
Severely hungover Techpriest.
Yeah.
I am in pain.
Oh my gosh, it's rough. It's a rough day 2 here at TSHFT.
I literally shat oil this morning. I'm in pain. I'm not doing good.
That's a vivid image.
It is. Everybody gets to have that in their head.
So apparently Ryan's at some drag queen fashion show contest thing.
Yeah, he was saying he wanted to come, but he just got done getting his legs waxed, so he didn't want to miss out on that opportunity. I mean, you only get one chance to show some flesh. I guess he's gonna go do
it.
Right.
Man's got to compete.
So
yeah.
To replace him, we have the ethereal of excitement himself, Chuck Arnett.
Hey everybody.
And then, so I just finished my game 5. And I have my opponent here, Vince.
Howdy, what's going on?
Vince, what do you play and where are you from?
So I'm from Oakland, California, 510 East Bay. And I brought Inquisition, Imperial Guard, and Armored Company.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. That's different.
Do you mind giving us a rundown of your list?
Yeah, so I brought 2 of the most expensive Vanquishers money can buy. 220 points each. Vanquisher, Beast Hunter Shells, Track Guards, Artificer Hull, and a Coaxial Heavy Stubber. Best 10 points you can get. Then 2 what are called Conquerors. They're unique Forge World tanks that are the only ones that can still move 12 inches. And then a Vendetta, the old school 130-point Vendetta. Company Command Squad with some leadership buff upgrade type stuff. 2 veterans with nothing but 3 plasma guns. Inquisition, 2 Vultures, the highlight of the list. After that was the 2 Inquisitors and then 2 little Acolyte squads just basically to generate Psychic Dice.
Nice.
Damn. Yeah, no. So, and then in not so many words, I got fucking waffle stomped. It was bad. So we immediately knew how it was going to go for me right off the bat, because every single roll that I had, like the first 10 rolls were all 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
Like it was awful.
I think I saw where that was going the first time you put 3 Sicarans into one of my tanks and it did 0 hull points.
Nothing.
Not one.
It was atrocious. In that game, I did end up eking out the secondary mission, but you did end up winning 6-4. So yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. The highlight, seriously, the all-stars in my list for like my last 10 games have been the shitty 10-point servitors I've been leaving on an objective, and then just like you fired what two full tank loads at that
I just
guy?
shot him once.
You just shot it at him once?
Yeah, he survived a Ballistic Skill 4 Heavy Stubber, Ballistic Skill 4 Heavy Bolter, and a Vanquisher Cannon.
It was crazy. He was just tucked behind some trees.
You know, when we played, I dropped my drop pod right next to him, and that drop pod shot at them for half of the game and never killed one of the 2.
Right, and
they're
then
basically invincible.
Right, and then in the last T shift, Rupert went toe to toe with one with a Farseer with a sword, and didn't do anything to it for 3 turns. Like, it was.
That would make me crazy.
Oh my gosh, it was so and that was another fun story because he's just like, I've never done this before. I've never had a chance to assault anything with this. I feel like this is perfect. I'm gonna assault with it. I'm like, okay. He doesn't have any guns. It's 3 turns, just nothing
going through.
Oh, he whiffed like 90% of his shots.
That's the son of a bitch about this hobby, man. No matter what kind of list you build and certainties you employ, dice rolls are still dice rolls, and one still screw you over.
Right? So, Vince, how long have you been in the hobby?
Oh, Christ. Not as long as probably most of the people here. I would... 7 years?
Okay.
6 or 7 years.
That's pretty good.
That's not
really remember.
That's not a bad time frame. I mean, I've only been playing 40K for... Jeez, Chuck.
What a jerk.
We're on live radio here.
We're never going to see a movie together.
Anyways, I've only been playing...
That's probably true.
Well, you haven't taken my dinner yet. Sorry.
I've only been playing for 40K for probably about 8 or 9 years. And actually, I didn't even start playing until probably 2 years ago. So,
I've been playing competitively since October 2012, just because the first tournament I went to was the only one I've ever won. That's why I remember specifically.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty awesome.
That's a pretty good
just
intro.
show up, hey guys, I've never done this before.
Exactly,
oh yeah, I'll just walk away with all your prize
That's
money.
exactly what happened.
Waffle stop, everybody. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Well, right on. Cool.
How's your T-shirt experience been so far? Like, how are your rounds going?
Well, I have a really good, strong, established track record of disastrously bad matchups on the first day, and then the last 3 games I just win, and go out 3-3 or 2-2. That's just I'm allowed to go 500 to tournaments and no better. It's a just universal rule, and I live with it now.
At least you come to terms.
Yeah, right?
I've accepted it in my heart. It makes it a lot easier when you get smacked your first 2 games. You don't feel real bad.
Good, a lot less ulcers that way.
Exactly.
So
this year's not going as well as the last time I was here, where I actually broke that chain and went 4-1, and then Ben Cromwell kicked my teeth in. I like T-shifts. You know, I don't get to come up to Seattle very much. It's, you know, it's enough of a trip that it's, you know, feels like a treat.
Yeah.
And then I'm just out here to play. You know.
totally. Yeah, no. Honestly, it's the closest I get to LVO because
I was gonna go to LVO.
I can't travel. Like it doesn't work out it hasn't worked out for me the last couple of years. So
This is
try to have as much fun getting as fucked up as I can.
for me. It's my first big, I guess you could say, GT. We had one up in Alaska before when I lived up there, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's anywhere near the size or volume. But you know, if you've never gone to one, and I know I said this before in a different interview, if you've never been to one and you always considered going to T-Shift or LVO, definitely go. It's definitely worth the time.
Totally. There's a lot of cool people here.
Yeah, you meet a lot of cool people. It's a good environment. It's competitive, but it's not cutthroat. I wouldn't say it's just enjoyable. I think
Right.
all around is enjoyable.
All those nightmare stories that people talk about, where like somebody's going to be a douche to you or some bullshit like that, they just aren't actually real.
Yeah,
No.
JP's not here.
Yeah. Where? You sure?
Yeah,
I think a big thing that helps is the Bud Hut across the street.
Belmar? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just anybody starts to stress the fuck out, just go pick up your greens for the
I
day.
blame that for my first 3 losses.
I don't blame my habits on my failures.
I don't smoke, so my buddy, I like hardly ever. My buddy goes over there, buys a pack of the 10 milligram edibles, and says, "Vince, take 3 of these." 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday, I couldn't move my arms.
Oh yeah, dude, that's the best.
This guy, I look at him and I go, "What in the name of holy did you give me?"
Oh, he indicated him. Yep.
I told.
That's when you ate it. That's when you ate it. You're
shutdown.
just like, I'm gonna sit in this couch like this.
I told.
It was bad. It was all bad.
This round 5, I played against Mason Moore, and when we started, I told him, "Hey man, I'm so hungover right now. Do not get in combats in the middle of the table because I will not roll saves. I can't lean over that far. I'll get lightheaded."
So you, so you had to go up against Mason's big Stompa.
Yep.
How did that go?
So I had a really good approach with the way that he deployed, bubbling around a void generator, of boxing him with empty drop pods around that Stompa. And I
Okay.
had my Rust Stalkers and my Infiltrators ready to charge him with the idea of a Mechanical being popped off for +3 strength. With that many strength 9 hits with Zealot and rerolling for armor pens, I was going to blow it up. Until all my pods decided to scatter the fuck away from him and basically create a giant open door for him to come right at my Rust Stalkers.
Like a little archway.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Guided him in real
Yeah.
careful.
I did, I
Showed
did.
him right what to do.
I
You should have borrowed
I
mine with the
actually gave him-
caution lights on them.
Actually, ironically, the pod scattering gave him the perfect opportunity to do a disordered charge with his bike blob.
Oh, good.
And slingshot his bikes even further down the field because of the way they scattered.
That's fantastic.
Shit.
Yeah, it was great.
You're really helpful.
Yeah, no, so it was one of those, but still.
It's good to be a dick or a dude and not a dick.
So I got no points on that round, but I will say this: I took out the Stomp.
I was there.
It took a night to do it. It costed my night, but I got that Stomp.
Yeah,
Killed it.
that was a double explosion.
I played that guy as well. Was it round 2?
Yep.
I didn't touch the stuff. I did no void shields, no hull points, nothing. I didn't even aim a gun at it. Literally the entire game. I'm like, I'm killing everything else and not going near that Stompa, and that's why I lost.
my whole plan when I played again, when I saw his list, I knew it was a matter of I can scry that Stompa and I can get it out of here, right? And I know I can do that. If I can focus the Rust Stalkers and Infiltrators on the Stompa, I don't care if they die, I don't give a shit. Just let them go kill the Stompa, and that's great. Then my 2 grav units can focus on the bike squads, right? I'm going to kill them. I can put so many grav shots and so many other supporting shots from the Rangers, I would have taken them out. But since that that Stompa was able to charge my Rust Stalkers and Infiltrators, Simo, it foiled the entire plan.
Yeah.
That's how it works. It's a dice game now.
Yeah. How did your game go, Chuck?
I had an extremely tough game. I played against some Necrons with 3 squads of Wraiths.
Shit.
I'm playing 6 Riptides.
Okay.
Okay.
I did take first turn, so I kited him back, and I blew away 2 of the units of Wraiths.
Oh, there you go.
But then the end of the game was coming, and I had to go and aggress on the objectives on this side of the table. So when I did, his wraiths intercepted, and he pulled a little trick where he dropped his warlord in my backfield and grabbed one of mine, and that was game.
That was the end.
Damn. Barely missed that game by just a little bit of shooting. Solar Staff totally pulled him out. So
nice.
Just a question about running that list. You're running 6, you said? 6 Riptides? That's quick turns, but don't you feel like, do you have Margalite support on that?
Nope. No, I've got, so the formation gives the addition, the first Riptide shoots at a target. After the first Riptide shoots at a target, all the additional Riptides get +1 ballistic skill.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm using all ion, so I'm using the blast.
Right.
So the 6 blasts will hit something.
Yeah.
And then the missiles actually hit pretty well because they've got they're twin linked. So it's usually a breath of fire, and then once during the game, all the Riptides get to shoot twice. So if I can break that up on turn 1 or turn 2, I can usually do enough damage to my opponent's close combat units. They no longer have a good close combat solution, and then Riptides just come over and start punching people in their faces.
Okay. I mean, it's
a very weird play.
No, well, I think I look at that list and it looks cool, but I always wonder, how do you deal with cover?
You just
don't?
Smart missiles ignore cover.
Right, but that's
and then I've got to ignore cover.
5, right?
I've got to ignore cover Centurions in a drop pod.
Okay, there it is.
That bubble that I have in my list.
Yeah. Oh, just the 3 guys with the librarian and
the hunter side. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then a tactical squad and a drop pod. That tactical squad is gold in my list because with 6 Riptides, they're going to kill probably 2 to all of them. The 5 tactical marines on the objective in the far corner of my board score me points every game.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of similar to your acolyte squads, right? They're just over there.
Oh no, my acolytes put in work.
Do they?
Oh yeah, I only have 5 squads of infantry, so everybody has to put in work. Everybody's on the line. I run an Aegis line. I roll for shrouding and I roll for Telekine Dome.
Yeah.
Because exactly for people like you who bring that Centurion bolt. And when I get Telekine Dome, my tanks become nigh immortal. Because if I can get a 5-up invul on top of a 2-up cover from shrouding, you throw all the grab at me you want.
Yeah.
I have track guards and I have 4 hull points. You're not bringing me down with the mobilized results. And it worked.
It totally worked. Totally worked. I hit him with grav cannons and he totally ignored my mobilized result.
Well, and you've got Beast Killer shells, so our game would be fast.
Yeah. It would come down to 2 things. Could you kill my tanks before they got a shot off?
Yeah.
And it would be 6 Riptide versus 2 Vanquishers, and we would see what happened.
Yep.
If I got top turn, you lose 2 Riptides, and we go from there.
I wouldn't. They'd all go in reserve and deep strike. I can't let you shoot me first. That's just not
fair. It's a fair argument.
So I'm curious. We're at the end of round 5. We got one more round left, and we're done with T-Shift. Where's everybody standing at here at the table? Where are you at?
I'm 2 and 3.
You're 2 and 3, and
I am 4 and 1 or 1 and 4 right now. 1 and 4 right now.
So 1 and 4. Vince, you're 2 and 2. Which one are you now?
Oh yeah,
sorry.
Vincent just joined us, by the way. He stealthily sat down.
Yeah,
next to me.
he just snuck in with his plate of ham.
Hi guys.
Then Rob called it Wally's eating.
Yes.
Okay,
Put him on the spot.
I'm sitting at 3-1 and 1.
3-1 and 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
I was just mean to a fellow teammate Todd.
Oh.
And took all the objectives at the end of the turn.
Poor guy. And Chuck,
I'm sitting at 2 and 3.
You're sitting at 2 and 3.
Yep.
That's where I'm at too. I'm at 2 and 3 as well. But Mason's at 3 and 2.
Good.
Okay. Todd's got to be. I'm pretty sure he's up there still.
I don't know where he is. All I know is I was mean to him.
I think Todd was just like us, 2 and 2. So now he's 2 and 3. I think that's where he's at now.
All right.
I'm pretty sure.
Where's your other guy Baxter? Is he not? What's his excuse for not being here?
So Baxter's got a bat fetish.
A what?
He's
a bat fetish.
really big into bats.
He's
he's
actually
nocturnal flying creatures.
Yeah.
He's an actual biologist who goes and travels and studies bats.
And he's just
So
work.
That was not a joke. It's actually what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's studying bats.
I wasn't sure what I was going. I'm waiting for a punchline at the end.
I know it's like
Hold on,
He's
hold
thinking
on.
it's a Batman joke.
Hold on. You could say he's a little batty.
Nice.
No, actually, the joke is the way he runs his Necrons. He's got Necrons that slip in and grab the objectives at the end. We're actually just waiting for him to win this tournament.
Oh
He's gonna
yeah,
show
yeah,
up
yeah.
in the next, say, 3 hours,
Totally.
and win the tournament
The
without us even knowing.
very last like 10 minutes of the game, he's gonna be like, "Oh, here are my rates."
Yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, they had a table just for me back in a different room that nobody got to see. I won all my games."
I got buys all the time.
And He's just moved to Arizona, so now he mans the Arizona chapter of the Mugu Legion.
I see.
So if anybody is in Arizona and wants to play some 40k games with Baxter, you should go find him.
All you have to do is beat him, and you can get in.
Yeah,
right.
beat Baxter and
Oh, well then I
join the Legion.
I'm in because the first time I played him, I kicked his teeth in.
Oh, yeah. Then
He'll talk, he doesn't like talking about
you
it.
should
But
totally
the
do
menus
it.
are Good.
You should totally do that and get a shirt, man. Join
Oh,
the
I
team.
can't. I got my own team.
Okay.
Bay Area team.
Be on 2 teams. Who cares?
I can't. They'll throw me out and then throw me in the bay, cement shoes. And
Jeez. It's too hardcore.
It's like the mafia. Yeah.
God. Right on. We'll think
Lunch
we'll,
is served.
Lunch is served. Let's go eat.
lunch, guys.
We'll see you after the final round.
Yep,
Just real quick, plug in the Left Coast Corsairs for my squad.
For sure.
Oh yeah, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Hey guys, it's Wolflord Jedidiah.
And this is the Techpriest, and I'm fucking tired.
Holy shit! What a weekend, right?
Yeah, actually, it turned out to be a very eventful weekend, and I've played against things I didn't realize I'd play against, and I'm extremely fucking hungover. But it was a good time, man. Real solid. How did you turn out overall?
I pulled out pretty bad. I went 2 and 4.
Ouch. I didn't do much. I'm 3 and 3. I didn't do much better.
That's still half.
Well, still, it's not majority.
Right.
Hey, man, what can you expect? I mean, there's a lot of lists here that you wouldn't be anticipating, and there was a lot of combinations that I wouldn't have expected.
There were a lot of void shields, and I'm glad I think I only went up against one. But yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Poor Denny. Denny went up against a ton.
Yeah, you know, I played against myself twice, which wasn't bad. But I mean, I've been saying this entire freaking episode that, you know, if I would have just been able to go first. But every time I got to go second, so I wasn't able to get the mechanicals I needed. But, I don't know. It was a fun time, man. It was good. So,
how'd your last game go?
Oh, that was intriguing. I played against a Tyranid Endless Swarm formation.
Oh.
Yeah, which is funny because I'm like a super shooty army. So I was just droves and droves, and they were coming right back. His reserve rolls, though, were actually pretty bad. Like, he couldn't get a lot of units back, and that actually kept him from being able to reinforce like he wanted to. He was getting a lot of 1s and 2s on that, so it slowed him down. But no, it was pretty solid. It was Crusade. I held the majority of the objectives, shot enough grav into his monstrous creatures, and you can kind of explain the rest there.
Yeah, right.
Proof's in the pudding. How'd your last game go?
It was kind of like clubbing a seal. I went up against Corn Demonkin, and not like your typical Corn Demonkin that you'd expect. Mm-hmm. I went up against a Rhino Rush Demonkin with a lot with like little Berserker squads, and literally just the Space Wolf part of like the Thundercat part of my list could have done all of the work and tabled my opponent still by turn 4. Like, I did not need the guns, but the guns definitely helped. I shot 2 Bloodthirsters off the table before they could do anything twice.
Yep.
Like, just with Sicarans. Like, I didn't. It was. Oh my gosh. I felt really bad. Like, I saw what he had when he put it on the table, and I went, well, good luck, man.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. There was one turn in our game where we had all these Hormigons and Termagants lined up, and they're getting ready to charge my servers to get those grabs to shut down.
Yeah.
And so I hit for mechanical Litany of the Electromancer, which would cause every model that was in base contact with me to suffer. At that time, I was down to 7 guys, so it was 2 automatic strength 4 hits for every person in base contact, and his entire line just went, and stopped. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. No, I wiped out in the first turn. I took out 3 out of 4 Rhinos, 2 Blood Crusher squads, a Berserker squad, and 5 Possessed. All in the first turn. Turn 2, I killed his Warlord, the last Rhino, 2 Berserker squad, 3 Berserker squads, and a Terminator squad with just a bunch of random stuff in it on the second turn. He had a squad of Bloodletters that deep struck mishapped for 3 straight turns.
That's crazy, man. That's just crazy.
Hey, Todd, do you wanna tell the folks how you did?
I did what?
We're being greeted here by Todd Johansson, who's also part of the Mugu Legion.
Yeah.
3 and 3.
He's a bug.
3 and 3. Hey, well, 5 flyrants though. That's not bad.
I only had 3 flyrants. I should get 5.
Even better.
Right?
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. All in all, I mean, pretty good weekend. Mason gets to go on a cruise.
Yeah, so Mason won the. Oh, and here comes Mason now.
Yeah.
We're just closing out. We're just closing out the show, man. You won a cruise ticket.
Yeah.
6 games, 2 meetings.
And you got best painted.
That's the important. Well,
That's how we won the ticket.
Right.
Stompa
Yeah,
got
yeah.
best painted.
Totally.
Not me.
Yeah.
It's all in the Stompa.
Yeah. No, good weekend, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Looking for the next T-shift. I will be here.
It reaffirmed my hatred for Eldar, though. I still hate Eldar.
I second that.
That'll never go away.
Yeah, totally.
Only got to play Eldar 3 times.
Ugh.
Oh, only?
Oh, poor guy.
Only got to lose against him twice.
Once is enough.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys. Well, with that, I guess it's a wrap.
Yep.
To all you listeners out there, thanks for listening to our coverage of the T-shift, and we will see you on the next podcast episode thing. Rob, you got to cut all this out, man. You're fucking slaughtering it.
You should leave that in. 'Cause
We're,
that was
we're,
awesome.
we're gonna try that again.
Next episode, we'll talk about chicken coops.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff to say.
But no, so I guess we're just going to wrap this thing up. So, to all you listeners out there, thanks for listening to our coverage of T-Shift. And we will catch you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Chicken cubes.